Real talk for the next 7 minutes. You know, of my 5 goals for the next 6 months, losing weight is incredibly daunting. But that's not the most daunting goal I have, because it gets even harder for me. The hardest thing for me is goal 3. Somehow finding a way to make $10,000 a month with my businesses. It might seem lofty. It might seem like that's a big goal to achieve, but I have no choice. I have debts that I have to pay, student loans, among some other things. I cannot make simple wages right now in my life. I can't. I've fucked up too much with finances to not go big. The problem with this is that we are living in an increasingly constricted world monetarily. Things are getting more expensive. We are in a recession, whether or not it's labeled. And many argue that we're heading somewhere worse in the near future. We have the ever-present fuckery of artificial intelligence always trying to nudge in and nudge us out of some sort of income. My main source of income right now is voice acting, more specifically audiobook narration, or as I call it, audiobook acting, because the performances that I give, I take pride in. I'm a professionally trained actor in a conservatory setting. I paid a lot for that education. It was incredibly competitive, and I'm one of the best actors that you could find, period. Especially with audiobooks, because I'm not just an audiobook narrator, I am an audiobook actor, as I said. My performances are special. When I get into my studio, which is that thing that you see back there, I do good fucking work. But AI can't even try to let that slide. We have the threat of AI voices and this and that and whatever. And to be honest, everything that happens on a global macro level, whether it's we don't want to cast white men, which is what I dealt with in LA while I was dating a black actress, no less, at the same time. She went crazy feminist Black Lives Matter. And yeah, basically I left the country because of that. I was sick and fucking tired of all the wokeness and whatever. And I'm not even on the political right. The left just went insane. So I left the country. Went to South Korea, and I enjoyed traveling, and I saw a future teaching English and doing things like that. And then COVID happened, which really dampened my spirits of international travel at the time. And then I came back and, started copywriting professionally, and getting a remote job copywriting was awesome. But then AI came out, and it's the next global macro thing that they're trying to fuck us all up with, right? And it seems like no matter what I do, there's always something happening on the macro global level chasing me, trying to put fear in me or whatever. And I only, until very recently, have learned how to let a lot of that fear and concern go. Like, I'm sick of paying attention to what's happening on the global level. Like the lies, the political lies and theater of the COVID era. How people like me were treated like literal lepers and like shit for seeing and speaking the truth. And now with AI, whatever. But luckily, people are waking up to the ridiculousness that is AI, and people hate it. Good. Because, I can't afford to let things like that scare me away from my goals anymore. Goal 3 monetarily, which is to really build my own businesses and make a difference and change my financial life. But it's hard. It's hard to just ignore all of that global noise. And this is one primary reason why I have deleted social media off my phones, because every second fucking video is about AI this, AI that. I don't want to hear about it anymore. I'm done. Even getting on YouTube to post these videos, it's like I have to fucking dive through a minefield of AI this, AI that. The middle class is done. Shut the fuck up. We're done fearing and worrying about it. We're done. Because it is fear itself that propagates the physical plane into existence. This is an esoteric principle and a little-known fact of this existence that most people ignore. And it's because of this fact, one of the only facts that exists, this is the only fact, is that this reality is a mirror. It's a mirror, and they've been telling us all along, and what goes on here ends up manifesting outwardly. This is beyond the new age. I'm manifesting my reality. It's beyond all that. If you haven't looked into the works of Vadim Zeland, look into reality transurfing. It is because of this book that I have been working for the past year on changing my thought process of hypernegativity, fear, anxiety, and lack into ignoring all of this bullshit. I don't want to hear about another pandemic. I don't want to hear about white men don't need to be cast in Hollywood. I don't want to hear about XYZ, Hamas, Palestine, whatever. I don't give a fuck about any of it. Because for our day-to-day lives, we need to just survive. And I don't want to hear about AI this, AI that, whatever. What the fuck else am I going to do? Live out on the street while a robot takes everything? No. So I don't think about or worry about it anymore because my back is pressed up against the wall financially. And all the global economic stuff, the inflation, just the vice grip that the middle class has constantly had, just constantly getting squeezed out. The things that we have to go through with the political elite, in the true prison planet trap, hell that this planet is. We all suffer from this beast of making money just to have freedom, to not have to worry. And what's put me in this mood and what's made me feel pessimistic in this moment why I decided to record is because, I do live in my mom's basement. This is 150% real. It is October 10th, 8:30 approximately p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For proof. This is a real situation I'm in. I have $500 in my bank account. I have a client that needs to pay me for a job that I did a month and a half ago. And then I'm trying to adhere to my diet, and I cut onions upstairs in large batches. And I'm hearing it from my mother. Well, I'm sensitive in this. And then so when I say that this is a real thing, I can't. I'm about to, and then someone comes downstairs and I have to pause right there just to show you. And it's nice to have the basement and I get it, but the fact that I put myself in this financial position and the dynamic between my mother and her husband, you can call him my stepfather, whatever. He's nice, he's amazing, he's wonderful. I'm a grown adult, so it's a different dynamic, but it is not my house. At the end of the day, it's not my house. They don't like something, I can't do it. 100% understandable. And it makes me feel that I am worthless. Just a year ago, I had my own apartment in southern Italy. A beautiful apartment that used to be a wine cellar in the 19th century. By the sea, by the ocean. In southern Italy. Are you kidding me? When I became a dual citizen. And in a year, this is what happens. I quit my job, my remote job, because I didn't even quit. I was a contractor and they were misclassifying me. And I was tired of being misclassified. And this is another thing. Every single job that I've had in this fucking matrix has always done something illegal or like unsightly or a little immoral. Unethically gray area. And we all deal with this. This is what the capitalistic system is. It is taking advantage of people at every fucking turn. And I don't say this as like a leftist, like, fuck capitalism. I seriously say this as like, that is the system. It is, how can you take advantage of people the best? When it boils down to it. And all this stuff they try to sell you about, well, no, it's like how you work hard and this stuff and that stuff. Yeah, well, it is about how to take advantage of people and exploit things that people are scared and fearful of. That's marketing 101. You speak to their problems. You agitate. And I'm not like that as a person, and I never will be, because it's disingenuous. The very fabric of capitalism is disingenuousness. And I am not that, and there's other people who are not like that. And we are the ones who get dicked over the most. We're the ones who want to say something to the car mechanic about, are you sure that the transmission should cost that much? But to avoid wanting to be rude or whatever, we don't say anything. And then when it's the reverse, we let the person take advantage of us. So this mentality of like just constantly being scared, like I can't make enough money, I can't whatever, this is the hardest goal for me. Making $10,000 a month, because I know what it requires of me is to take advantage of people, manipulate, and sell. And it's what I have to do, because I can't live in this situation. Like I need my own home base, and I need a place to build a home now. In my 30s, it's just it's moments like this where there's like a little tension that make me feel literally fucking worthless. Literally. And then the weight gain and the fact that I become this fucking fat piece of shit is just like icing on the cake at that point. So this is a little discombobulated, this video. And I'm not going to edit anything. I'm not going to put on captions. I'm not going to do jack fucking shit. I'm just going to post it as it is. But yeah, it's a little disorganized and my thoughts are a little over the place. So if you followed me, congratulations, thank you. My thoughts are scattered, and sometimes when I have so much I'm feeling, it comes out disorganized a little bit. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch my previous videos. And also, fuck social media. Social media is just a waste of time almost now, because it's just pumping content into people's brains, so it distracts us and fucking rots our brains, instead of people actually following and subscribing to a channel for a long period of time to know what this person's about. So if you don't know my background, go watch my other videos about what I'm doing and why I'm doing this. But yeah, I'm just going to end the video here.